Adding new patients to diasend is easy. When you download the device for the first time in Clinic and then go to diasend.com, you will see under the Clinic tab their new device, depending on whether it's a blood glucose meter, an insulin pump, or a smart insulin pen. In this case, you can see that I have downloaded a blood glucose meter. However, because it's not allocated to a patient yet, the patients column is blank. First, we must select it by ticking the box at the end of the line. Then we can allocate it to either an existing patient or allocate it to a new patient simply by clicking the buttons above. I want to add it to a new patient. Once we click the button, we'll be presented with a form which we must fill out with the new patient's information. So in this case, the patient is called Nick Smith. We can also add Nick's email address, personal ID, electronic medical record ID, anything that you've chosen in Clinic to record. As you scroll down, you can add the type of diabetes that Nick has had. So for instance, in this case, Nick has type 1 and he's had it since 2008. As you scroll down, you can see the glucose meters and CGM section, as well as insulin therapy. You can add new devices to these sections simply by entering the serial numbers into the boxes below. You're able to set Nick's specific target values by using the buttons underneath. So in this case, we're going to set Nick's target to 6.5 and 9.5. We can also set physical activity targets for patients simply by changing these values. These will come into play if they have an activity tracker attached to their account, perhaps something like a Fitbit. Most importantly, you must collect the consent of a patient. So once you've had the conversation with Nick regarding his diabetes data and he consents, you're able to check that box and click Save Patient Information. At this point, Nick's information will be saved to your database and he will be added to your patient list. When this has occurred, you'll get a confirmation statement at the top of the screen. And in future, when you download Nick's information, you will see it appear as before. However, the patient column will be populated with Nick's name.